Hi, how y'all doing? It's Monday, November the 18th, 2024, here in Ontario, Canada. The sky was clear in the rise, but they started putting the clouds in lines, you know what I mean? I was like, I wonder why they're covering up the sun today. But yeah, I went to the Legion yesterday for the celebration of life for the guy I used to drive around, and it was okay, really noisy, a lot of people. Seen a lot of people I haven't seen for a very long time, like 20, 30 years. But I sat by myself in a table, on a table, at a table, right? Gotta figure that shit out. And because I don't come across as needy. I used to when I had low self esteem, right? So I was like, yeah, just go sit here and scope shit stuff out, right? Check out the people, see who I recognize. And within a couple of minutes, I had 5 people sitting at my table. So that was nice. They came to me instead of me going to them, right? Talked to a few people, reminisced about the man, shit like that, right? I came home. I was there for about 3 hours, I guess, and then I came home. And I was sitting here and I was just relaxing, trying to unwind from all the noise, right? So I don't do group things or crowds. Too much energy, chatter. And my son, the oldest, comes home for dinner. And I said, well, you're going to have to make your own dinner. I'm not cooking tonight. I'm just worn out. I'm not doing it. So he's like, no problem, right? And then I think he's drinking and he's hiding it from me when he comes home because he's asked me a question and I told him I didn't know the answer. And he started screaming at me and yelling and calling me names. And it triggered a memory of his father. My first husband was the same way when he came home when he was drinking. He would attack me. You know what I mean? So I just went to my room. I told him to fuck off, right? He's like, that's all you can do. You can't help me. You can't give me the answer. I was just like, fuck off. Leave me alone. Leave me alone. So I went to my room and I shut the door, right? And so he stayed downstairs and mumbled to himself for about an hour. You know, not mumble, talk under your breath, but so everybody can hear you. Very passive aggressive, right? And then he came up and went to his brother's room and sat and talked to him, right? Trying to blame me for everything, right? And I was just like, oh man, what am I going to do about this? Right? So I let it be. And then I talked to my younger son because my older son got up in the rise. I went down to make my tea and he was like, hey, morning. I said, rising. Right? Even though I told him what that means, they still say it. And I said, you can stay down here and do your thing. I need some alone time. And I came upstairs and finished waking up, right? Because usually he's on top of me. He comes up, has a tea with me, and starts chatting, talking to me, and trying to show me videos on his phone and just stuff like that, right? And I find it very annoying. I need some time to wake up, right? I'm not 20. And when I said that, you also just stay down here, right? He left within half an hour. Says, okay, I'm out here. And left, right? So it's like, well, hopefully he's getting the hint, right? And so me and his younger brother talked about him and tried to invent it on each other on how to solve this problem we're having with him. Because he's being in your face. It's like, I don't know. He's got some problems. And I don't know how to deal with it, how to help him. I phoned my sister earlier, asked her if she could help me because my youngest son said, you should phone your sister. She seems to be able to deal with Justin better than anybody else. So I was like, all right. So I did, but she was busy, so she texted me and she'll call me in a few minutes, right? So we'll see what kind of advice she can give me, right? Because she's like 2 years older than him. They grew up together, and she's a Capricorn. So hopefully I'll get some good advice from my sister. So yeah, that was my night, right? My rising today. Other than that, the weather yesterday here was like I could feel ice in the air. It was cold. Today it's warm, but they brought the clouds in. I was watching a guy today, a video on frequency clouds, right? And it showed the pattern where it's like do 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 lines like that, right? And it's like wavy and stuff, and it looks like a frequency. Like if you do an experiment with the frequency, you know how they put something on a drum or whatever, sand, and then they hit it and it goes out into a pattern. Well, that's what the clouds have been looking like, and they've been experimenting with our weather from the 40s or maybe before, right? On how they could control it. And they're controlling, I believe that they're saying that those frequency clouds to mess with our emotions. Because everywhere it seems those clouds were, people complain about headaches, nausea, dizziness, right? Anxiety, anger, right? They do have sound weapons. We were showing them back in the 90s, right? So why not? And I was looking at those clouds thinking, yeah, that's what it is. Frequency clouds. Isn't that something? That'll be brought to a stop, though, too. It will. And we'll be told about it because everything behind the veil has to be brought out. You know, the age of Aquarius, that's what it's all about, telling the truth. What has been hidden will be no more. It'll be told. Oh, and the Iranian president died the other day. Yesterday, I think it was. They said he's in a coma, but if you look back, he's been in a coma way before that. So this is code for he's gone. And I think they have a Stargate in Iran, if I'm not mistaken. What do you make of that? All right? They have control over the Stargate now. So more beings are going to be coming in, benevolent ones. Just thinking, you know. Dr. Kia Pruitt too did a video today saying that, or Trump, I guess, added, the person playing Trump has another video out, another, what it's talking, right? Address to the nation. And he's going to call a national emergency to get the immigration under control, to get the immigrants sent back, the dangerous ones. I think she was saying that there's 11 million of them in the States. And how many in Canada? I don't know, right? But it's harder to get from the States to Canada than it is from Canada to the United States. That's why they came here first and crossed through illegally there. But coming back is a different story, right? So this is good news. A national emergency. Will that bring out the good military, I wonder? Right? It's the end of, or the middle of November, isn't it? It's moving fast, right? And I think that's what's happening to my son. I was talking to my younger about it. And I was like, spiritually speaking, what they're going through right now, and I think Justin's affected by it too, is there's so much truth that's coming out, is breaking their psyches, their ego, right? Is tripping the F out. You know what I mean? So they don't know what to do. A lot of mental illness. Remember, made videos about that this was going to happen. And unfortunately, it seems like the only way the dark can get through to me is through my children. So, lovely. That's why I asked my younger sister, the one that likes me, for advice. Right? Two heads are better than one. That's what my mother always said. And I talked to my youngest about it today, and he suggested it, and it made sense to me. It resonated. Because my sister has an aura that other people don't have, right? And it's a strong one. So we'll see what kind of advice she can give me. I don't know what the Schuman is. They didn't post it all weekend. I was paying attention. What else? I think that's all. That's all I wrote down. I wanted to make this video before my boys came back, right? Because I have a hard time being in my normal tone, shall we say. I get quieter. right? Because I don't want them to hear and to interfere. So, yeah, I don't have padded walls for a studio where it's soundproof. So, yeah, it's different. I'm glad I have some alone time. My youngest went to work, and the other one, I don't know where he went. Right? I told my youngest too. I'm going to check him. I've always had this rule. Before my children, when they were young, would they go to school, and when they came home, I checked their pockets and their backpacks, right, to make sure nobody was stealing or doing drugs or alcohol or anything like this. And it's always been a rule. And my son, the oldest, carries a backpack everywhere he goes, don't he? Right? And I said, I'm gonna find a chance when he's not looking to go through his stuff and see if he's lying to me, because he's either doing drugs or alcohol, which are both banned from my house because they cause conflict, right? So, and if I find them, he's going to have to figure something out, because he's broken my rule. I'm going to have to kick him to the curb. I saved him from being homeless, but maybe I shouldn't have. It's the love in my heart. I don't want nobody to be homeless. But while they're under my roof, they have to follow my rules, right? I hope I'm not being too harsh, but it is what it is. I won't put up with bullshit, right? Yeah, gotta stand up for yourself, that's all. And I won't be treated like that anymore, disrespected, right? Where I have to hide myself in my bedroom because I don't want to kill him. It is what it is. I wouldn't do that anyway. Cause no harm, right? Stay grounded. Oh, they're putting the war thing out too, right? You know what I mean? Get ready for the nuclear war, people. Watch out for Russia, Russia, Russia. Right? Don't give it any mind at all. They're just trying to get people down into their lower vibration of fear and anger. All right? Yeah, they are. I just got to fight the dark within my son here. Figure out how to bring him around or get rid of him. That's all I can say about that. Okay, let's keep our vibes high. We know good things are coming, right? This is just the energy of having a temper tantrum because they can't get their own way, right? So they're putting it out into the collective consciousness to make us all feel that way. Don't consent and don't comply. Hold the truth in your heart and know that what you know is true. Right? Right. Okay. That's all for today. I love you all to consciousness. Enjoy this night or day. Okay? Okay. Bye.